Right now, given the runaround for months, a local family finally gets unemployment benefits just days after we started investigating. And later, a life-saving surgery performed right here in Madison on a newborn triplet.
And I'm Zach Hanley, live at the AmFam Championship. How the Heat helped Steve Stricker and company shoot low.
This is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for being with us. While the rain is certainly welcome, severe thunderstorms are not. We had both over the last few hours. Those rolled in after an incredibly hot start to the day. Lightning delayed some of the big local events. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, Eric, you're right. The rain certainly is welcome. Some of us got a fair amount of rain, but others did not. Let's take a look, first of all, at visible cloud tracking. You can see how these thunderstorms literally blew up right about over the Madison area and the north-south line, and then have moved into eastern Wisconsin, while the western part of our viewing area has seen the clouds thin out. Heaviest showers and thunderstorms now are shifting eastward into Waukesha and Milwaukee counties. Just some light rain over parts of Dodge and Jefferson County. And to the west, not much going on, although some thunderstorms trying to develop north of La Crosse might be the second batch that'll come through this evening. Those areas of blue picked up between about 1 and 2 inches of rain. Other areas, much less. Here at the station, we didn't get a drop of rain, so it just depends on where you are. Again, we're watching out to the west for the potential for more thunderstorms to develop and move through later on tonight. High, unofficially, Madison was 93, but I just found out that we hit 94. That tied a record high temperature here in Madison. La Crosse hit 95. Temperatures were in the 90s over all of southern Wisconsin. The rain has cooled the air here in Madison down to 76 degrees. Farther out to the west, temperatures are still in the 80s and 90s where it didn't rain, and dew point temperatures are high across the board, so it's very sultry out here. Showers and thunderstorms are likely tonight. There's a chance of thunderstorms into tomorrow morning, but after that, the humidity goes down, the temperatures stay warm, and the rain chances go away. Look for high tomorrow of 84 degrees. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes very little rain after this weekend.
Gary, thank you. City of Madison is asking you to think twice before watering your lawn right now. Leaders put out a memo today asking people to voluntarily limit outdoor water use due to the pressure the dry and hot weather is putting on the city's water supply. They're recommending you water earlier in the day to avoid evaporation. You should also use a timed sprinkler, they say, and use a can or hose to water those smaller areas. Keeping your grass taller and thicker can also help protect it. A Wanakee woman is back to work, but she's still way behind on bills that stacked up when she left her job to care for her child. Wisconsin is largely caught up on its regular unemployment backlog, but it took investigative reporter Naomi Coles going to the state to get a claim paid this week after more than a year of waiting. Naomi?
This is part of the federal program designed to pay people who were self-employed or had to quit work because of COVID. Normally, they wouldn't be eligible for benefits. Under PUA, they are. But 15 months since PUA started, a lot of people haven't been paid.
And that was a decision that I had to make very quickly, that I was not going to be going back to work because we have a special needs daughter.
Olivia is on the autism spectrum and wasn't able to go back to school for a year until this April when cases started to drop off.
I needed to stay home with her. That was the only option.
So Emily Wheeler of Wanakee quit her job at the UPS store last spring. Ever since, she's been fighting to get the pandemic unemployment assistance that she qualifies for.
The payments just never started.
Things got screwed up a bit at first when Emily filed for regular unemployment and her social security number got misentered. But months dragged by after that was ironed out and still nothing.
Filing the claims was very confusing.
Then in January,
I looked in our checking account and there were 11 weeks of deposits immediately.
11 out of 39 that she was eligible for. The state told them to keep waiting for the rest. Call after call, week after week. They hit June and still nothing came, except loads of conflicting information.
That individual we spoke to that time said, we're all caught up. You should be seeing a resolution in the next month.
Really, I don't know what's being told to me, if it's true, false.
When Emily called at the beginning of June, and looking at your record, there is no adjudicator assigned to your record. No.
As of early June, there's almost 7,000 claims waiting for adjudication, although the state doesn't list which are regular and which are PUA. Meanwhile, husband Brian has maintained his job at UW Hospital throughout the past year, but bills, many for Olivia and handled through Emily's job, remain outstanding.
We've had to use credit card and put ourselves in more credit card debt. We want ourselves and other people in our situation to have this resolved.
Now the twist. 2 days ago, I asked the state about Emily's claim and for an interview about the status of these types of claims in Wisconsin. They told me to get her permission to talk, which I did. Hours later, the Wheelers told me their entire claim was paid out, but the state still didn't provide an interview or explain why the claim waited so long. Now, if you're still waiting, you can reach us at News3Investigates at WISCTV.com.
Wisconsin ending the week with the 7-day average trending down in COVID cases. Another 11,000 people are newly vaccinated. Looking across the state, almost 44% of people are fully vaccinated. Close to 49% have at least one dose. And in Dane County, still reporting much higher rates with nearly 61% of the county fully vaccinated. A state Supreme Court ruling today won't change the past, but it could have a big impact on future health risks in schools. Justices said Public Health Madison and Dane County violated the Constitution by closing all schools during the pandemic. Amanda Quintana tells us why public health is worried about more than just COVID. Amanda?
You might be thinking school is done or just about, and coronavirus is on its way out too. So why does this decision matter? Public health says you need to think beyond COVID. The ruling means local public health departments don't have the power to close schools for any type of outbreak. That power instead belongs to the state Department of Health Services. The decision also protects religious schools, saying they can't be forced to close either. This is a big win for the conservative law firm Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty.
The plaintiffs in this case said, look, in-person instruction with all the appropriate safeguards is necessary for us to fulfill our religious mission as a school.
Public Health Madison and Dane County released a statement today saying in part this ruling means that under the statute we're no longer able to contain a measles, pertussis, or flu outbreak in a school. This ruling impedes our ability to respond to any disease that might impact students, teachers, and school staff and impacts family and friends beyond the walls of school. I asked a doctor today if that's a legitimate concern, and he says yes. Stripping powers from the experts who are trying to protect the community could be dangerous, and it's a local public health department who are in constant communication with schools so they know what decisions need to be made.
Amanda, thank you. COVID canceled it last year. This year, storms delayed it, but the AmFam Championship is back with the hometown host teeing off this morning. Our Zach Hanley live at University Ridge now, where nature provided some additional obstacles today. Zach?
Yeah, Eric, the weather was about as unpredictable as a round of golf. First it was hot and sticky and steamy, and then the rain came. Mother Nature said, hold on a minute, we're going to have a delay. Now, they just finished up, probably a couple minutes ago, but the theme earlier today, high temps equals low scores. Steve Stricker started his AmFam with a birdie and closed the first round with another one, while Jerry Kelly carded a bogey-free round and sits 2 shots off the lead. So the heat didn't really affect their play, but boy, did they feel it.
Ooh, is it hot? Yeah, it's this is August weather in Wisconsin. Like on 18 there with all the stands around there, there's no breeze whatsoever. So it was very hot at times, and then the wind would kick up and you'd be like, wow, like the air conditioning unit turned on. So it was extremely hot.
I don't know about that air conditioning part, but when the wind did come up, it felt pretty nice. Now, coming up later in sports, we've got more from Stricker and Jerry Kelly, plus an update on how Andy North's round went.
Yeah,
Eric?
A lot of big names out there. Look forward to more. Zach, thank you. Graduation ceremonies for West and East High Schools just wrapped up moments ago. A reminder, we will be bringing you live coverage of all of the Madison School District high school graduations all weekend on our website. Madison Memorial will hold ceremonies at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Saturday. La Follette, their commencement will be held at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. Sun Prairie Schools have hired their first ever Director of Systemic Equity and Inclusion, Michael Morgan Jr., currently the principal of Prairie Phoenix Academy, and has also had leadership roles within charter schools in Milwaukee. He still must be approved by the school board in Sun Prairie Monday. The district says the new position will focus on creating equitable outcomes for all students and increasing inclusion. That hiring comes after a controversial school assignment you'll recall earlier this year that many felt was racially insensitive. It asked students to describe how they would punish a slave who disobeyed. The assignment led to calls for greater diversity in Sun Prairie schools and a lawsuit against the district. Still ahead at 6, the Madison mayor testifies about the climate crisis, what she had to say to congressional lawmakers about how the city is dealing with climate change and protecting the power grid from blackouts like this. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, we're checking in with local power companies to see how they're handling the heat.
Do you love your morning coffee but hate what it does to your smile? Coffee might kickstart your morning, but it's also kicking you in the teeth by making them yellow and dingy. And you probably know by now that coffee stains are stubborn stains. Whitening toothpaste can't even begin to handle them. But I'm here to tell you about Power Swabs. With just 5-minute applications, you can tell those coffee stains to kiss off. Because 5-minute applications is all it takes for Power Swabs to lift coffee stains, tea stains, red wine stains, and even stains from smoking.
I love my coffee in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee. I will not be the person drinking hot coffee with a straw.
As much coffee as I drink, I can use my Power Swabs and eliminate the staining.
If you have one tooth that's darker than the others, you can target that one with Swab Precision.
You can put it directly on the stain that you see on your teeth, and it's so precise.
I like being able to individually get the teeth and kind of in between the grooves.
You just snap, swab, and smile. In fact, in 7 days, you probably won't be able to stop smiling.
It's so simple. You just open it, you apply it to your teeth, you forget it's there, and they're white and bright again like they were before.
I noticed actually a difference the first time that I used Power Swabs. You put on the first coat and then the activator goes on, and immediately you start seeing it working.
Not only will Power Swabs whiten natural teeth, it also removes stains from caps, crowns, and veneers. But as powerful as it is, it's also gentle and causes 0 to minimal sensitivity.
I've used strips. They seem to really hurt my teeth. The Power Swabs, it just seemed very gentle.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got a rubber on my teeth, and that was it.
Take it from me as someone who has gone the dental route, but has also gone on the shelf route, and I've not seen anything work as effective and as easy as Power Swabs.
Whiten your teeth today by ordering Power Swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you receive a free quick stick pen to use on the go after meals or a cup of coffee. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
A big donation for the Hunger Task Force today. New Glarus Brewing presented them with $40,000. The Hunger Task Force plans to reinvest that money in Greene County with Chalet Cheese Co-op, which they toured today, and other dairy partners. It's to celebrate the success of the Dairy Recovery Program. When the pandemic hit, the Hunger Task Force established the Wisconsin Dairy Recovery Program to purchase milk that would have otherwise been spoiled.
We have purchased more than 7 million pounds of Wisconsin dairy and distributed it all across the state. All 72 counties were served. Food pantries, soup kitchens, homeless shelters, food banks received that milk, received that cheese, and as a result, hungry people were fed.
More than 40 Wisconsin producers were included in the recovery program, and more than 250,000 Wisconsin families benefited. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway spoke to lawmakers in Washington today about the climate crisis and how Madison is working to address climate change. The topic of the hearing was building climate-resilient communities.
I believe our best solutions to the crisis are those that address climate change holistically, mitigating our risks while supporting our city and both local and national economy.
Mayor Rhodes Conway spoke about the need to build infrastructure that can withstand climate change. The mayor pointed to energy-efficient upgrades in many Madison apartments, as well as millions of dollars of infrastructure improvements needed to prevent flooding. Expecting triplets can be stressful enough. That became even more stressful for a local family when they learned one child had a life-threatening heart defect. Their story next at 6. And Gary still tracking the chance for more showers and thunderstorms tonight. Your First Warn forecast when we come back.
News 3 Now is partnering with the Madison School District to provide its high school seniors with special commencement ceremonies.
Join us for the Class of 2021 special commencement ceremony, streamed live on channel3000.com and Channel 3000 Plus, June 11th and 12th.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
When it comes to internet and TV, Spectrum has the competition beat.
Really? Can you keep up with all this?
Yes. With faster download speeds and better performance, Spectrum is the #1 choice for gamers. Switch now with the fastest internet starting speeds for the price, 200 megabits. That's enough speed to game, surf, stream, and more on all your devices. Get Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 833-742-4499.
Okay, but what about TV?
It's not easy to find something that works for everyone.
Spectrum TV with the free Spectrum TV app lets you watch live sports, local news, and more on your TV and on your devices. And unlike satellite, there's no ugly dish on your roof. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-742-4499.
Too bad I'm in a contract.
Stuck in a contract? Spectrum will buy it out up to $500.
Seriously?
And you won't have to sign a new one. Don't wait. Switch today.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yes!
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-742-4499.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
News 3 Now is partnering with the Madison School District to provide its high school seniors with special commencement ceremonies.
Join us for the Class of 2021 special commencement ceremony, streamed live on channel3000.com and Channel 3000 Plus, June 11th and 12th. You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
A Madison couple doesn't measure life in minutes, but in heartbeats. They're thankful to count each and every one after a heart-wrenching experience involving their new triplets. Jamie Perez shares their journey.
It's easy to see. Katie Rademacher's heart beats for her kids.
He never felt so sad.
The boy there in blue started his life with a heart that beat to a different drum than the rest.
He is a very relaxed little guy. It's almost like he's like, I've been through some stuff.
Quite a lot of stuff, actually. Several months ago, when Katie was 20 weeks pregnant, she and her husband, Brooks, were faced with a heart-wrenching turn of events in their pregnancy.
I knew it wasn't good when 3 doctors came in after the scan and sat down and said, I think we need to get your husband on the phone.
Elliot had a hole in his heart and a critical heart defect.
2 big arteries that come out of the heart were switched. You're going to recirculate blue blood into the body and red blood back into the lungs, which really you can't live that way.
Definitely the mom side of me just going, what do you mean something's wrong with one of my little boys?
Making matters worse, Elliot and his brothers were born more than a month early at UW Hospital. 1 week into his life, doctors performed a procedure to see if he could handle full surgery a few weeks later.
After we got through the surgery, I felt like I could breathe again. Because there were definitely some days in there where we just had no idea if he was going to make it out of the hospital.
Elliot is back home and has a fully functioning heart with nothing but love to give.
Dr. Srinivasan is amazing. I mean, you know, she took the time every single meeting to recap what was wrong with Elliot. Seeing my wife so happy after what she's accomplished. Seeing my older son kiss his baby brothers and seeing each one of them smile it's worth everything.
With the future, the family can now look forward to.
You can do anything because look at what you did by the time you were 8 weeks old.
Everyone's heart now beating as one.
Oh, that's nice. Yes. Oh my gosh, look at Elliot.
In Madison, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
Handsome little boys. Today, Elliot is doing well. He will need to have a cardiac care team with him through adulthood, but his long-term outlook is good, and he likely will not need any more surgeries. All right, we go to Gary now as we look to the weekend forecast, but also what's happening out there at this hour. Gary.
Well, we had some showers and some heavy thunderstorms that rolled through late this afternoon, but now those are pretty much to our east, heading into the Milwaukee area, around Waukesha, over toward Pewaukee, and you can see the back edge of the rain just about out of Jefferson and Rock counties. So at this point, most of the heavier thunderstorms are off to our east. Now, we're starting to see some thunderstorm development back to the northwest around La Crosse. Some of the early computer models are indicating that we'll start to see another line of showers and thunderstorms develop here, and then those will move eastward over the next couple of hours. So the areas west of Madison that really didn't see much in the way of rain, hopefully we'll begin to see some more thunderstorm activity and at least get some welcome rain over the next few hours. Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms, pretty much what we saw this afternoon. Any of the stronger storms could produce some gusty winds and maybe some hail, but for the most part, it's the rain that's more beneficial than any kind of a severe weather threat. And future track precipitation potential shows, counting what happened this afternoon and what's happening this evening, probably somewhere between a ½ inch and an inch of rain now over much of southern Wisconsin. The areas probably a little bit less will be out to the west, depending on how well those thunderstorms develop later on this evening and into the overnight hours. But three things you need to know. The best chances of rain definitely will be tonight. As we head into tomorrow morning, there still could be a chance for a shower or thunderstorm, but the chances will definitely be on the downward trend. The warm weather will continue this weekend all the way through next week and through next weekend as well, but the humidity goes away, and that means that dry weather returns beginning Saturday afternoon and lasting through much of next week and into next weekend. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison starting to show some clearing out to the west of us. As we check out the almanac for today, the high temperature in Madison unofficially was 93, but we did hit 94 according to the National Weather Service, so that ties the record high of 94 set back in 1956. The low, a muggy 67. Temperatures right now are still in the 90s where the thunderstorms haven't rolled through from Chicago southward, but even out to the west, temperatures upper 80s to around 90 degrees in areas that didn't get much in the way of rain so far. The humidity levels, though, are still high into parts of Minnesota and Iowa. So again, there could be more thunderstorms that develop here ahead of a cold front that will reach us sometime late tonight or tomorrow morning. And once that happens, we'll start to see our winds shift around to the west and drier air. Notice how the sky's really clear across the Dakotas. That's what will be moving in here for the rest of the weekend. For tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 84 degrees, a chance for morning showers and thunderstorms, but then we dry out after that. Overnight, we'll see another round of showers and thunderstorms, maybe a shower or thunderstorm tomorrow morning, but by late tomorrow afternoon, everything starts to clear out. Rainfall amounts, again, probably the heaviest totals will end up being in the eastern parts of our viewing area just by what's happened so far. But after that, dry weather for most, if not all of next week, just a slight chance for thunderstorms Thursday night into Friday morning, and then again at the end of next weekend.
Well, a busy day at University Ridge with the AmFam Championship officially teeing off. Now, after the break, we have more from round one, and we'll get to hear from some local pros.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The Madison Area Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, is June 18th through 27th, featuring 40 newly constructed homes. See the newest trends, tech, and designs. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for tickets and more information.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sonobello changed my life.
Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-315-6748 or go to sonobello.com.
Here's to the Farm and Fleet dads, the ones who get the job done right and take the time to pass it on. This Father's Day, give your dad a gift you know he'll love from the store dads love, Blaine's Farm and Fleet. For the hard-working dad, men's work and sport pocket tees are just $9.99. For the dad who's big on comfort, this Danby dehumidifier is only $159.99. And this turbo floor fan is just $34.99. Rewards members save an extra $2.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
The Madison Area Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, is June 18th through 27th, featuring 40 newly constructed homes. See the newest trends, tech, and designs. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for tickets and more information.
Saturday morning, we are answering the call for action against contractor scams. And Austin shares how hot it will be in our weekend forecast. Join us Saturday morning at 5 and at 8.
After an almost 2-hour weather delay, round one of the AmFam Championship is wrapped up. Earlier in the show, sports director Zach Hanley joined us with how a couple local pros did on day one. And despite the heat, a pretty big crowd out at University Ridge today, which Steve Stricker and Jerry Kelly just tore up. Now here's the perfect example. Shot number 2, Stricker finds the 16 green easily. Well, he's putting for eagle, and not to give it away too early, he sinks it, puts him at 2 under. Now we're going to check in with Kelly. He's just cruising through round one, sinks back-to-back birdies on the 10th and 11th to help him climb the leaderboard. Now, speaking of, we're going to take a look at that leaderboard. Miguel Angel Jimenez sits atop at 7 under. Kelly, 2 shots back, sitting at 2nd, and Stricker finishes 2 under and is in a multi-way tie for 16th. Now, after a round of 18, here's what Kelly and Stricker had to say.
First round here, trying to play well. Feel like there's a little extra pressure. I want to play well, so got this day out of the way and hopefully, get going tomorrow and get off to a good one and keep it rolling. 3 shots is nothing really,
I found something on 11, and I carried that through the rest of the day. So I'll save myself the range session and go home and be happy where I'm at.
Well, another name headlining this tournament is Andy North. The Wisconsin native teed off later in the morning, meaning he's among the golfers affected by the weather moving through this afternoon. North just finished up round one. He sits at 7 over and is tied for 78th. Now, Badger volleyball ended last season in heartbreaking fashion, losing their one and only game to Texas in the national semifinals. So the team has some unfinished business, which they'll get after starting September 24th. Conference schedules released today. Badgers face Rutgers first on the road. There is also 5 ranked teams coming to UW Fieldhouse this fall. Number 6 Nebraska, number 7 Purdue, 9th ranked Minnesota, number 10 Ohio State, and 12th ranked Penn State. Badgers open at home on September 31st against the Gophers.
All right. Thank you very much for that. And we want to get a final check on what's happening out there with the weather.
Well, the first batch of showers and thunderstorms now off to the east, heading just southwest of Milwaukee. But you can see some more activity starting to develop around the La Crosse area and starting to build southward. So hopefully we'll get that second line of showers and thunderstorms. Future radar over the next 3 hours shows, from one of the computer models, shows those thunderstorms developing pretty rapidly out to the west of us. And even the other future radar, not quite as intense, but still at least showing some activity. So we'll just have to wait and see how well those showers and storms hold together. Areas that haven't seen the rain out to the west, still as warm as 94 degrees in Boscobel. Madison's cooled off to 76 thanks to the rain that's moved on through. Look for a low tonight of about 70. We'll see some shower and thunderstorms overnight and a chance through tomorrow morning. Then the humidity drops. Tomorrow's high 84. And once the humidity drops, the rain chances pretty much go away. It'll stay warm next week. Maybe some thunderstorm chances Thursday night and Friday morning. And then again towards Sunday night of next weekend.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Have a great evening. We'll be back here tonight at 10.